Previously on Chat Over Popcorn.
And you come home and then you have to stand on your feet and cook, then clean, then in the nights, or whenever for that matter, right, have to cater to your husband sexually or even your partner sexually. That can create some type of resentment, especially if your partner is not contributing.
Chat Over Popcorn starts now.
Communication is hard. Communication is a skill. Truly is a skill. It's being able to say to your spouse or your partner that I do not like what you are doing, or I want more. And so let's talk about just that concept, right? If someone is bubbled up with emotion, let's use resentment, because you feel like you are, as far as income wise, let's say you are both, bringing about the same amount of money, as far as income, but the expectation is that the woman takes care of the household chores and kids and all of that, and so deep down, the woman may be feeling this type of resentment or this type of animosity towards, secret animosity towards the husband. Silent animosity, towards the husband. And there's a need for the woman, the wife, to communicate this, but they may not have the skill to do that without offending the husband.
That's really is important, because communication is something that you work on. It's a process, right? It's a skill that you have to acquire over time, where when you are with your partner, having that safe space to say, hey babe, or honey, or whatever, fun name you have for each other, I want to talk to you, but in a respectful manner. Right. It is important to have those conversations. It's okay to feel some type of way. You are an emotional being. It's okay for you to feel this is not okay. It's for you to feel sad or upset or feel like I need to do more and I deserve to do more. Being able to say to yourself, it's okay to want more. That is absolutely fine. Not feeling guilty that you want more, because we only have one life and we have to live it to the best of our ability and in the most happiest form that we were created to be. Right. So it's okay to want to have more and desire more. In instances where you are unable to communicate, then a kind of I bring forth other concerns too. Like, what's truly going on here? What is the deeper issue that we're underlying issue that we're not seeing?
Why am I not able to feel at ease to talk to you? And I think it's also important for couples to understand that one party should not always have to wait for the other person to approach with a conversation. If you notice that your partner is, kind of closed off, or you could tell there's something that is just lingering on their mind, but for whatever reason they are not comfortable in sharing, you can approach and say, hey, honey, listen, I noticed that you are quiet, is everything okay? It's okay, because some people, you have to pull it out of them. Right. You have to pull it out of them. Right. Me, I'll tell you. That is how God made me. I will tell you, because I like deep, uncomfortable conversations. So
that's how you grow.
That's how you grow, right?
Sure, you get better, you learn, and you challenge yourself while having those conversations. Exactly. I'm not trying to cut you off, but there's a sense of bravery and courage that comes with that. Yes. Because then again, your partner may not have that mentality or that understanding that you have. So therefore, when you bring forth some of these uncomfortable and candid conversation that needs to happen, and it forces them to start thinking from a different lens, start viewing things differently, and decide to kind of start deciding whether before or now to value your emotion, like your emotions do matter. The value that they may place on you as whatever title you do have, whether you are the wife, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, whatever it is, there's a sense of value that gets added on to those conversations. Right.
Couples should understand, just because someone is having hard, uncomfortable conversation with you doesn't mean they are after you in a negative way.
No.
It's actually very healthy, because what you realize, at least in my experience, is you end up unpacking and saying something about it sooner is better than waiting. Because once you wait or you let things fester, then it just manifests in all kinds of ugliness, right? And it's like you take the other person by surprise. Let's say some women enjoy maybe coming home and doing all the dishes and doing all the cooking, and that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. But if you are someone that you know are not cut out for, and your partner expect you to do that, but deep down that's not how you are wired, and it doesn't settle well with you, by all means say something.
You have to speak and not suffer in silence.
Correct.
Right? Because at a point in time, I remember, bless her soul, Fannie Lou said, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you really get to that point where
right,
you're
just sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Because it's the same repetitive pattern where you feel this void, right? So when having conversation, it's not about what you say, it's how you say it.
Right.
So you can still have those tough and uncomfortable conversations. Just because it's tough for them or uncomfortable doesn't mean that you can't share those.
Right.
Your feelings matter.
Right.
You matter. Therefore, it's important to have those conversations in a safe and respectful manner.
Yeah.
So that's the key, safe and
respectful.
respectful. But if the environment is not safe enough to have that conversation, then that becomes a bit problematic. And that's how maybe counselors or however you handle your issues can come into play from a third party who can provide, from a different view and a different lens to come into the picture and see both sides and kind of guide you both along.
I can see how just this topic we are talking about, as far as this generational expectations and these gender roles, can cause serious mental health issues.
Absolutely.
Stress, once your stress level goes up, I just think stress is the foundation that spirals into all kinds of issues. Health, as far as even just, talking about just health, like cardiovascular conditions or, depression.
Absolutely.
It starts with something. Then it manifests.
It definitely, and that's the reason why when you start having these emotions, it's important for you to speak up and have that conversation. But then you don't, as you know, when something starts to grow, it gets bigger, right? So then it can start off as stress. It can start off as maybe like a physical or somatic illness where I'm so tired, I have a headache or something like that, and it can eventually, and once you feel like. And going back to when you talked about resentment, right? When you start resenting someone, you start isolating from them.
Oh, yes. You don't want nothing to do with them anymore. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me.
And you can't even, and in your mind, psychologically, you're trying to figure out where you are.
Right.
What place, where is your place here? So therefore, you start to withdraw. And then you become irritated, right? So, and as time goes on, depression starts to come into picture depending on who you are. And your resiliency level and how you can cope with certain things. So therefore, when some of these mental health stuff comes in, or you start to become anxious, right? You're always worried about something over time, and you're unsure on how to deal with it. It really is a hot topic, because whatever we do does affect us and our wellness throughout.
Talking about communication and having the safe environment and the ability to do so, when the concerned party, let's just put it that way, when the concerned party is not able to voice out and not able to share what is it that they are feeling, you mentioned something to the effect where then issue that should not be an issue becomes an issue.
The tiniest thing.
The person cough and you look at the person like, why are you coughing? Right? The person sneeze, and instead of you saying bless you, you are saying something else.
Their presence just annoys you.
It irks you, right? It's like you see them walk by and it's like, no. And that's not healthy. That is not a good way to live. And so now let's get a little deeper, because here
let's get down there
on Chat Over Popcorn, our conversations run deep. So let's say the concerned party have communicated. They've done everything.
Okay.
But they just happen to be married to a traditional man. Someone who, like you said, grew up differently. Right. And so because they grew up differently, maybe their parents, maybe they were probably the only boy. I don't know. Right. And so the parents did everything. They want to help. They just don't know how to do it. then what?
Thank you for watching this episode. To continue with the conversation, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell or notification button to be notified every time new videos get uploaded. Also, click thumbs up to like the video and follow our Instagram and Facebook pages to catch up on all the conversations.